Go ahead, Viju.
Okay. இந்த கக்கட 30 அன்னிச்செங்கி August 15th. ಇಂದು ಬಾರಿ ஒரு நல்ல ದಿನ என்னங்கன்னுச்செங்கி ನಂಗಡ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶ ಹತ್ರ ತಂಜಾನೆ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆ ದಿನ ಇಂದು ಅದಂಗ ಈ ದಿನ ಹತ್ರ ನಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲಾರ್ಕು ಇಂದು ನಾನು ಕೊಡವಡ ನಮ್ಮೆ ನಾಳರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ತಕ್ಕ ಖುಷಿ ಪಡ್ವಿ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂತೆಂಗಿ ತಪ್ಪು ನೆಪ್ಪು ಉಂಡೆಂಗಿ ತಿದ್ದುವಂಗ ತಿದ್ದಿರೋಂಜ ಮಾಪು ಮಾಡೋಣ ನನ್ನ ಕಟ್ಟವಿ so for the kids or even the adults who don't understand Kodava Takku fully, I'll also be talking about Kodava festivals in English as well as Kodava language. But wherever you don't follow what I say, in case if it's in Kodava Tak, please stop me right then and there and then ask your question. I can help clarify that. All right. So to start with, there are quite a few Kodava festivals, out of which there are three main Kodava festivals that we will be looking into today, right? So illi ulainga makka annokaiva ee chitrathlu kandundulantu edu nammara bagge ee chitra takpandanundu. Which festival is being represented in this picture? Can anyone say? Kailpodh. That's correct. This is Kailpodh. Ee picture lu edu nammara bagge takpandanundu? Daring makka annokaiva?
Kaveri Sankramana.
Absolutely correct. Idu Kaveri Sankramana athava Kaveri Changradhi kakku idna. Pinna ee chitrathlu edu nammara bagge nanga takparnanundu? Puthari. Absolutely correct, right? Sumar janakku idu chaita kertavali ide picture mostly idana pinna kahut undu. ಕೌಟ್ಲು ಬಪ್ಪಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಉಂಡು ಸೊ ನಿಂಗೆ ಚಾಯ್ತೆ ಕಟ್ಟಂತ ನಿಂಗೆ ಸುಮಾರು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೌಟ್ಲು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡೋದು and one word of caution, I think this explanation and the details will go on for about 30 to 40 minutes. Bear with that, please. Beria complete ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಕೈಯೋಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಕಾಂಬ. Let's see how we go. ಇಕ್ಕ ಕೈಲ್ಪೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನ ಆಳವೈತು ತಕ್ಪರ್ಯನ್ನ. Let's go deeper into what really Kailpodh is. If you look at this picture, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತೋಕ್ ಬೆಚ್ಚಿತ್ತು, ತೋಕರ ಕೊಡಿಲ ಪೂ ಬೆಚ್ಚಿತ್ತು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೊಳ್ಚ ಉಂಡು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತೂಕು ಬೊಳ್ಚ ಉಂಡು. ಈ ಏರಿಯಾ ಆರ್ ಈ ಜಾಗನ ನೆಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಿ ನಡುಬಾಡೆ ಅಂತ ಕಾಕುವ. Usually there is a place in every Kodava house where it's called the Nellaki Nadubade, or where the Tuk Bolcha or the Nellaki Bolcha is kept, right? So illi or Kodava or Kodavati, they're offering prayers to the gods or the Guru Karana. We call our ancestors Guru Karana. You can also see the three-legged stool, which is called the Mukkali, and on top of that you can also see a Bale Elkanda or the banana leaf on which the food that is prepared on the day of the Kailpodh is being offered to the gods or the Guru Karana, right? Let us understand why we actually do this on the day of the Kailpodh. Let us get into the next slide. All right. Okay. So Kailpodh is nothing but the festival of arms. If you look at this text out here, it's festival of arms. Kail means arms. Podh means festival. So that's why the name Kailpodh, Festival of Arms, right? It is celebrated on Chinyar 18. Chinyar is a month in the Kodava calendar. Chinyar 18 falls on September 3rd. Okay, and we celebrate Kailpodh on the occasion of culmination of Natipani or rice transplantation, right? Kodava Takku idna annonu nannachengi bari sarala aitu annonu nannachengi Natipani kainja kushikku nadapanta namme Kailpodh namme, right? So ikka nanga channa each sequence of events notana ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ events ನೋಟನ. Okay, so ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ, they basically the hard work in the fields, right? So basically the hard work, the toiling on the fields start by plowing the land, right? This happens during the month of when the rainy season starts effectively, right? Starting from April or May or June, you know, in that period of the time, the plowing of the land starts. And in olden days, they used to use these bullock or the bulls, the oxen to plow the land and also to sow the seeds. These days, it's mechanized, as we all know. Tractors, tillers, antadella bantu. But akkatra kalathil innane attala kuttindu belana uppu vanjattu pinna bittudu vanjattu. So there are two panis that are spoken, beluppu and bittudu. So essentially, before Kailpodh, all the belupani or the work in the fields, paddy fields, we call that Ipani. Ipani anchingi 5 types of work. Okay, at the paddy fields. So illi 2 types are done, where the field is plowed and the seeds are sown, right? Beluppu and bittudu. These are the seedlings. Again, so these seedlings, they are actually taking and plucking the seedlings, rice seedlings, and putting it aside to prepare for the Natipani, which is the rice transplantation. So if you look at it, the plot where the seeds are sown are a very small area, because you just throw the seeds and they start growing, the seedlings start growing. But you can't leave it there. You have to basically pluck it out and transplant it to another vast area. So basically you pluck all of these and basically transplant these seedlings into something like this. This is called the Natipani. Transplant manna pinya. This is how the fields will look like. And it's very orderly in the fashion. After Natipani, the paddy fields look very, very orderly. And that's called a Natipani. And there is also one more pani, which is Bandu or Andu Kettuva. So together it becomes 5 types of work, and that's why we call as Ipani. Right? So basically, after completing the Natipani, which is this, right? Kodava people celebrate Kailpodh. Basically, it's like a relief after the work, right? Because after this, it's just maintenance of this crop until all the way the crop is harvested, the rice is harvested. So annanaithu ee Natipani kainja pinya kainja kushik nanga nadapanta namme. For example, the kids, right? We all celebrate after our exams, right? And something similar, like Kodavas celebrate this after the relief of completion of this Natipani, right? So essentially, the celebration is about paying respect and honor and offering the puja to the animals that helped us in plowing the land, the equipments that these animals carry to plow the land, negi, noga, and all of that, and the weapons that we might have used to maintain the crops or to support the cultivation and all of that. Essentially, Kailpodh is offering our prayers and gratitude to all the things and animals that have supported us in the cultivation. Okay, so idu daring makka onnakava idu enta idu ee picture Kadpandi, correct, right? Wild boar, very nice. So the reason I've put the picture out here is because this is also the season when the hunting starts, right? The main reason Kodavas start hunting right after Natipani is because they have to protect their crops from wild animals, which otherwise would damage the crops. And sometimes they also store the meat for a later period of time or season, and they do not hunt throughout the year. There are specific times when Kodavas actually do hunting. So it's a very balanced approach that Kodavas take, not to completely destroy the animals by hunting, but yet don't allow them to destroy their crops as well, right? So that's why I've put this picture to indicate that idu bottom mada samayasa aitippa Kailpodra or Kailpodra season, right? And then on the day of the Namme, what exactly happens is, this is a similar thing that I just presented in the previous slide. Illi nallakki nadubada, ee jagakku nallakki nadubada ennuva, where the nallakki bolcha or the took bolcha bechitippa. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಗ ತೋಕು ಒಡಿಕತ್ತಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಇದಂಗಿ ಬೋರೆ ಶಸ್ತ್ರಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಉಂಡೆಂಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಸಹ ಬೆಕ್ಕೊಲು ಅದನ್ನ ಚಾಯ್ತೆ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡಿತ್ತು ಅದಂಗ ಚಾಂದ್ ಕುರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ತೇಚಿತ್ತು ಸ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಪೇಸ್ಟ್ ನೆಲ್ಲ we apply the sandal paste on these and then also we also offer the food that we prepare on that day as meedi, as offering to our gods or Guru Karana. So if you can see this here, there is Kanbutta, there's Pandikari, there's liquor also, which is being offered to the Guru Karana. So the family members, offer all of this, make the prayers, and then basically the Kallukudi and Timbantavar Paddhati Nadpa. So you can see this Pandiyachi here, the Kanbuttu here, the Paputtu here, the Achikari here, and the liquor here. So it's basically a feast for all the family members in that house who are celebrating Kailpodh, right? And then what you see here is after lunch, ಒಯ್ಪತ್ತು ನೇರಕ್ಕಂಚಂಗಿ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಆಪಕ or 4 o'clock evening ಆಪಕ there is a paddhati or a ritual that is followed where the Periya Sadasya family Periya Sadasya they tokna Aliya Sadasanga Kodpa. Anchangi eldest member of the family hands over the gun to the younger members in the family. This is a ritual that happens in the evening, and after that inga entha madu anchangi ellaru poittu oru mandukku popa. Mandu is nothing but a common place where all the villages gather for participating in various games and cultural activities, right? So that will be in the evening, that will happen. So all of them head to the mandu. And in the mandu, all the kids, if you can look at this, illi otakali ayinundu, running race ayinundu, and if you look at this kid, this kid is, I think, doing a long jump or something like that, right? And these guys are assisting the kids in their games and participation. And if you look at this Kodava here, he is basically preparing the gun for Tenge body or Gurik body, we call. And there are other games also. Like Tenge Porata. What that means is there are about 8 to 10 people trying to grab a coconut, right? Whoever grabs the coconut finally, they will be declared as a winners. And there is also a game called Tenge Udu. What that means is you basically take a stone of the size of a cricket ball, and then you throw at a coconut from a 15 feet distance or so, right? So whoever can hit the coconut and break the coconut, they will be declared as a winner. So games like these are conducted during the evening of that Kailpodh. These days we don't do it on the same day. I think the family members probably would do a coconut shooting or something at their house when they celebrate Kailpodh. But the Mand Namme or Oor Orme or the gathering in the common place will be done either after a week or two after Kailpodh Namme. Even for that matter, we in Singapore, right, we all have been following the same, right? Because of the COVID, we are unable to catch up, right? Otherwise, we would actually gather at least once in a year after about 2 or 3 weeks after Kailpodh, right? That is also, that's something that is followed everywhere else in Coorg also, in Kodagu also, right? So now, yeah, so this is a flower. If you look at here, on top of the muscle of each and every gun, or thoku poondu bechitili. This is a poo which is kept on each and every guns here. This is called as thoku poo in Kodavathakku. The scientific name for this poo is Gloriosa superba. Okay, ellarku curtain undala. All right, great. Okay, so this is called the thoku poo. All right, ikkananga ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಷಯ ನೋಟನ. So basically something that has come here is essentially an advice or wisdom that is passed on by the eldest member of the family to the younger members. So ಈ ಟೈಮ್ಲು ಈ ಸಮಯത്തിൽ ಎಕ್ಕ ತೋಕ್ನ ಪೆರಿಯಂಗ ಒಳಿಯಂಗಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡಪ ಅಕ್ಕ ಇಂಗಡ ஒரு ಅನುಭವತನ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ஒரு ವಿಷಯ ಇದೆ. Let us see what is the wisdom that is spoken here. Okay, narino pandino batte buttu panangu. So what advice has been given here is, do not face the boar or the tiger straight on their onward path. All right, shaturna anangate, do not provoke your enemy unnecessarily. Right, ninga kedranavana ಕೇರಿಲತೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿತ್ತು ಕೋಲಿಲತೆ ಪುಜಿತ್ತು ನೂತನತ್ತು ಅಡಿಕಿರೋ ಕುഞ്ഞാಳೆ. So what this means is, if some enemy provokes you in turn, then try to beat him without sticks, try to tie him without ropes, try to win over him with your tactics and resourcefulness. So basically what all of this says is, do not get into any fights with your enemy unnecessarily, right? Okay, then the next one is shaturna anuguvengi batte katti panangu. What this means is, if it is really inevitable that you have to face the enemy, then face the enemy head on, straight by blocking his path. Do not fear, fight head on, right? If it is really inevitable only. All right, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಿತುರ್ಕ್ ತೊಣೆಯಾಯ್ತು ನಿಲ್ಲು, ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬೈ ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ರಾಜಂಗ್ ಮಿನಿಯತೆ ದೇವಳ ಮರಿಯತೆ, ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಎನಿ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೆಜರ್ ಟು ದ ರೂಲರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ, ಅಂಡ್ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಫರ್ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ಗುರು ಕಾರಣನ ಮರಿಯತಿ. So this is the wisdom and the advice that the elders give to the younger members of the family on this occasion, right? So this is all about Kailpodh, and let me take you all into the next festival, the Kaveri Changradhi or Kaveri Shankramanandu onnu aitna. So enta ayinundu illi nannichingi ella kodavanga Kaverira janmasthanakku poyittu. This is called the Kundike on the Brahmagiri hills of Talakaveri. That's where the birthplace of Kaveri is. So illi ellaru they're offering their prayers to goddess Kaveri out here. And idlu ika kodathakku oru story undu. Adu enta annachengi ಇನ್ನನಿಪ್ಪಾದ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ. ಚೆರಿಯ ಮನ್ಸಂಗಡ ಪಾಪ ತೀರ್ಪಕ್ಕಾಯ್ತು ಕುಲತಾಯಿ ಕಾವೇರಿ ನೀರರ ರೂಪ எடுத்துண்டு பொழையாய்த்து பரிவா. அக்கா பக்தங்களான கொடவ தங்கக்கு கதிதாரு ಎಂದು கேட்பான். ಅಕ್ಕ ಕುಲತಾಯಿ ಕಾವೇರಿ ಅನ್ನುವ, ನಾನು ಪ್ರತಿ ಕಾಲ ತುಲರಾಸಿಲು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಗಿರಿ ಕುಂಡಿಕಿಂಜ ತೀರ್ಥ ರೂಪ ಆಯ್ತು ಪಪ್ಪಿ, ಈ ನಿಂಗಡ ಈ ನೆಲತನ ನಂಬುನ ನಿಂಗಡ ಕೈನ ನಾನು ಬಿಡೋಲ್ಲ ಎಂದು ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಮಾಡುವ. So if I have to translate this into English, right, this is how I'll try my best. So this is how it goes. So for the welfare of human beings, right, when goddess Kaveri decided to take the form of water and flow as river, the Kodava devotees asks goddess Kaveri that all this while you have been our mother, so if you leave us right now, who will help us? Who will take care of us? To which goddess Kaveri says that every year during when the sun enters Tularashi, it's when the sun enters into a particular type of constellation, she would visit this place called Talakaveri in the form of Tirtha. Tirtha is bubbling water from this Kundike. She would visit that place, and all of them who come to seek her blessings will be blessed. And all who believed in this land, Kodava land, will never be left alone. That is the promise that goddess Kaveri gives to all the Kodavas and leaves, right? So that is why we celebrate Kaveri Changradhi, because every year goddess Kaveri comes in the form of Tirtha. It's a bubbling water out here, right? That's the Kaveri Changradhi that we see here. Now, this is day one. Okay, Now, the day 2 of Kaveri Changradhi is when people believe that the day 1 actually is the goddess Kaveri is here. You can imagine it that way. The day 2 is when people believe that goddess Kaveri or river Kaveri is visiting each and everyone's house, right? And that's why they actually prepare a figure or create a form of river goddess Kaveri by using, if you look at this decoration, right? This is where they use coconut or cucumber, chaute, to create a rupa or a form of goddess Kaveri. And the reason they choose coconut or chaute is because there is water inside coconut. There is 70 to 80% is again water in chaute or cucumber, and which represents river or water, in turn goddess Kaveri, right? So basically, Chembra Kodili, Tangana Bachit, Mangele, Nalla Bachit, decorate Madit, idin Padichatlala, Alankara Madit, you can see the bangles out here, the pattaka out here. So basically, they do, it's a very beautiful sight if you look at this. And they also, if you look at this one, this is the Odu Dose, idu Paisa, idu Nei, idu Tenge, and Bolcha. So, and a lot of flowers, being put here, basically to welcome Goddess Kaveri into their house and offer her the prayers and all of that, right? And seek her blessings. Essentially, this is called Kani Pujo. So if you look at the writings here, Kaveri Changradhi is offering prayers to the nature or river Kaveri, celebrating the homecoming of Kaveramme Thai on the auspicious Tirthodbhava day on Tolayar 1, which is mid-October, right? And the next day would be this Kani Pujo and Bottu Beppo. I'll come to Bottu Beppo shortly. But before that, this Tolayar, right? The name of this Kodava month called Tolayar, it also comes from the term when the sun enters the Tularashi, right? Tularashi and Tolayar, I think it is taken that from there. Basically, when sun enters a particular constellation called Tula constellation, this month starts, and that's when the Kaveri Shankarama is celebrated. So now let's look at what is Bottu Beppo, right? If you look at this picture, sorry, I think I went back too much. All right, so I'm talking about this picture. In this picture, you can see there is a stump placed on the paddy fields. In olden days, this stump is made of a tree called Bottu, and that's probably how the term Bottu Beppo has come into existence. And basically, it's like a stump, and there'll be a platform on top of it where you can keep tange or jaggery, bella, and dose as an offering to Goddess Kaveri. All right. So the belief here is that if you do this and keep the bottu in your on your paddy fields, Goddess Kaveri will protect your fields from any foreign invasion or from the evil spirits. That's the belief, and that is why people even today they keep this bottu, right? And this is very true. Even today, it is seen as something that is happening. Basically, when they keep the offering on top of this bottu, which is, let's say, dose or bella or tenge, after some time, it disappears, right? So people believe that Goddess Kaveri has accepted the offering, she has eaten it. But in reality, it is some mischievous kids like you who steal those bella, jaggery, and coconut pieces, and they basically eat it, right? So that's what is happening. That's very real even today. And the menu for the day is dose pinya kumblakari. Idu bari chai combination. Kumblakariku nei ittundu dosara kuda tingi adu bari rasaipa. And also we have paisa, which is made up of rice and the dry fruits and all of that. And this is probably the only Kodava festival which is completely vegetarian based, right? there is no non-vegetarian cooked on this day. All right. Also, there is no alcohol served on this day. So this is about Kailpodh. So now let us look at Puthari. So if you look at this picture, right, you can notice that this bite nadanalla namme. In some places they do celebrate Puthari in the morning, but here most of the places, even at my side, we celebrate Puthari in the night. Okay, this bolta baura dina anichingi full moon day. When it is full moon, we celebrate Puthari, and you can also see these crackers being burst to commemorate the celebration and all of that, right? And you can see the women Kodavatis carrying bolcha, leading the procession of their family members to and from the paddy field. And you can look at these paddy sheaves, which are called the kadil. All right, and then you also have the drums or dudikotte. You also have the gun. I'll tell you the essence of the use of gun in this ritual during Puthari. And you have this odikatti and all of that. So, and there's also this chant that's mentioned here, Poli Poli Deva. I'll explain about this shortly. All right. So Puthari, if you look at this text, Puthari is nothing but Pudiyatari or new rice. It is a harvest festival celebrated in the Pirchiyar month, Kodava month, which essentially means between November and December. At the end of November or early December is when Puthari is celebrated. So if you remember in the Kailpodh slide, right? So I showed you the Natipani, right? So the rice plants grow tall and it bears paddy or rice, right? Which is called as kadu during Puthari time. So just before we can cut that crop or paddy or rice, before that is when we actually celebrate Puthari, asking God for a bountiful crop or a plentiness. That's essentially this festival. Why we do it just before the harvesting season, right? So now let's look at the sequence of events here. All right. So this is called the Ainmane. This is our ancestral house. We call it Ballemane or Ainmane. Usually our family members, they get together in this Ainmane. If they can't go to the Ainmane, I think these days they also get together at one of the family members' house. And the Namme starts from Nellaki Nadubade again. In fact, all our Kodava Nammes start with the prayers at Nellaki Nadubade. And the Kodavati, the Kodava women, actually lead the members of the family with the bolcha here to the paddy fields. And here you can see the Korukara, or the eldest member of the family, or head of the family, cutting the paddy sheaves. And this is called the Kadu. And at this time, gunfire is shot in the air. It's a calling for Lord Igutappa. Lord Igutappa is the Lord of food. In Kodagu, we basically pray to Lord Igutappa because he's called as a Kulra Deva, Lord of food. A reason kaitu nanga or body bacharaja devala kakwa to and seek his blessings for a bountiful crop. When we really start the full-fledged harvesting, right? And then at the same time, all the family members actually chant something called Poli Poli Deva, and Poli Deva Nandachengi, it's prosperity, right? You're basically asking the gods to give the people of Kodagu and the family and all of them a lot of prosperity, and for the crop to be bountiful and plentiful, right? That's exactly what Poli Poli Deva is. So it may sound a little funny if I do it all alone. I probably need your help here. I think all the kids and adults can also chant with me. I'll start off and you can catch up, right? because when we do it in a group during Puthari, I think some of you, if you've done, it is very energizing, and a lot of enthusiasm is created when we do this, and it's quite fun also, right? So at my side, we chanted in this manner: Poli Poli Deva, Poli Deva, Poli Poli Deva, Poli Deva, right? So can the kids also try chanting this?
Yeah.
Poli Poli Deva,
Poli Poli Deva.
Poli Poli Deva,
Poli Deva.
Poli
Poli Deva.
Poli Poli Deva.
Poli Deva. Poli Deva.
Very nice, very nice. So basically, Poli Deva Nachingi, give us prosperity, right? That's essentially what that means. Okay, so this picture represents the homecoming, meaning after you cut the paddy sheaves, and idu kadu nannwa, idu kadu nadutande vapas manek bappanta oru vishaya ayundi. Again, the Kodavati, or the women a member of the family, leads the team with the bolcha, and you can see the kids enjoying the firecrackers out here. You can see the Arwa, or the head of the family, carrying the kadu, or the paddy sheaves, on the sere and all of that, right? So it's quite a fun thing that happens during this period of time, right? Everyone has smile on their face, as you see, right? So and then comes the dinner time. Usually it depends. Some families cook only vegetarian food, some prepare non-vegetarian food as well on the occasion of Puthari. It's a typical Kodava menu that is shown here. But the most important part of the menu is the sweet dish called Kambut. So Kambut is prepared out of roasted boiled rice powder and the banana, pachabale, right? Essentially, these are the two main ingredients. And then you sprinkle the coconut gratings and sesame seeds, and you can also see the ghee in the middle, right? So this is very delicious and nutritious, and even we, being in Singapore, we can prepare this, and we will have the ingredients right in our kitchen. If anyone who has not eaten this, please get your elders to prepare this for you, and have it at any point in time of the day as a snack. It's very nutritious as well.
Delicious.
Right. So this picture is a very important picture, or an event that is being represented here. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂತ ಏನು ನಂಚಿಂಗಿ ಪುತ್ತರಿಕ್ ನಂಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಂತ ಆಳ ಬಾಳ ಪಿಂಜ ಇಂಗಡ ಸಂಸಾರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂತು ಕೂಡಿತಿಪ್ಪ ನಂಗಡ ಸಂಸಾರ ಹತ್ರ ಕೂಡ ನಂಗ ಉಮ್ಮಂಗಿಂಜ ಮಿಂಜ ನಂಗ ಆಳಕ್ಕೆ ಆದ್ಯವಾಯ್ತು ಊಟ ಕೊಡಪ್ಪ ಇಂಗಡ ಊಟ ಅನ ಪಿಂಜ ನಂಗಡ ಸಂಸಾರ ಕೂಡ ಆಳ್ತಂಡು ಉಮ್ಮಂತ ஒரு ವಿಷಯ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಬಕುಟ್ವ. So basically, what the essence of this picture is basically the prominence given to the servants who and their servants and their families who would have helped us or who would be going to help us in the harvesting of the crop. Right? We offer the dinner, we serve the dinner first to them, and then we sit with our family and have the dinner. So that's the essence here that is shown, and then. Yeah, that's about it for Puthari. So let us look into the next slide. All right. So you have heard about three festivals so far, three important festivals. If I were any good, I think you will definitely talk about some learnings from whatever you heard. So can anyone tell us anything that you think is a learning from the Kodava Festivals? What is the essence of Kodava Festivals? Does anyone want to try?
Celebrate the growth.
I can't hear you well. What is it?
To celebrate the growing of the crops.
Awesome, awesome. Very nice, very nice. Anyone else?
Worshipping the ancestors.
Absolutely. That's good. Anyone else?
Respecting weapons.
Say that again, sorry.
Respecting the weapons.
Yes. That's good. I think you all of you have sort of covered the entire essence. Let me try to show what I have gathered here. So one of the kids actually just mentioned this, about crops and nature and all that. So Kodavas are nature worshippers, and almost all the festivals revolve around the nature. As you see, the Kailpodh is also revolves around the nature or the crops. The Kaveri Shankramana is all about the river, water, and all of that. And Puthari is also oriented and revolves around the nature, crops, and all of that, right? So that's the essence of this line here. The celebration is a journey and is done throughout the various critical phases of the year to keep everyone engaged and motivated. So normally, when do we celebrate, right? Whenever we are very successful, we sort of tend to celebrate. But the way of life that Kodavas have adopted is, whether it is good or bad, the celebration should be a journey, right? Which is very important to keep us motivated and engaged throughout throughout the year, basically, right? That's the because when we celebrate Kailpodh, we wouldn't even know how much would be the crop when the rice plants would really grow, right? But even before that, we celebrate celebrate the hard work that we have done until then, right? Next is high regard and prominence for the woman in the family. I think this also is shown during Puthari, when the women are put in the front to lead the procession of the family to and fro from the paddy fields. And needless to say, we have a festival which is dedicated to goddess Kaveri Mate, right? So if anyone understands this properly, I don't think they would trouble the Kodava women or cause any nuisance to them. They would always respect and give their importance in the family, right? So this is very important as well. And welfare of the workers, servants, and even the animals are imbibed in our prayers. Like I said, during Puthari, we serve the dinner to the workers or Ala first before we sit with our family and have it. And also, even in our prayers, right? When I say Nalaki Nadubade, usually the eldest member or the head of the family starts with a prayer that goes something like this: Kavaramme, Ishware Guttappa, Guru Karana, Nangala Illa Kapadu. Nangada Alabalaku, Attakadchiku, Nai Punyanu, Chaitanotia, something like that, right? With our prayers also have the words about animals and servants imbibed in it, right? So we take care of their welfare as well. Whatever may be the difference, festivals unite the family members and make the unit stronger, right? And then importance of 360-degree personality development, right? So there is sports during Kailpodh. You've seen the number of sports that is played, and there is mental aspects given importance to the mental aspects given as well. For example, Tange body or Gurik body, like aiming at a target, right? You need a lot of mental strength for that, and the patience that you develop during hunting, right? Hunting cannot be done just like that, right? You need a lot of patience. And the planning and organizing skills that go into these festivals, right? They are taken for granted, but actually, very implicitly, you would actually plan and organize it very well. And you need to have these skills to be able to pull it off nicely, And then culture and creativity, art, dance, singing, speeches, storytelling. So in olden days, these days it's very seldom followed. In olden days, on the night of Puthari, people with creativity and who can actually dance, sing, do any sort of art and all that, they go from door to door to their neighbors' houses and they perform there, and they were also being rewarded for that, right? So that sort of culture was also there, which is very seldom done these days. Now, tackling enemies, as you heard the wisdom from the eldest member of the family, you should not provoke the enemies unnecessarily. Helping friends on the same lines, you should also help your friends, and you should stand by your friends always, right? And the spiritual aspects, like blending with the nature and universe. For example, all your festivals are to do with the nature, and the universe part of it comes, because Kaveri Shankarman is celebrated when sun enters the Tula constellation, of Tula Rashi, and all of that, right? It's basically we being in union with the rest of the world, the rest of the universe is nothing but the spiritual aspect, which is shown very eloquently here. And then the list can go on. If you have anything to add on, definitely provide the feedback later on. We can sort of capture that as well. Very quickly, due to the time constraint, right? I'll just quickly go through the other festivals that Kodava usually celebrate. There is this Besu Changradhi. This is called the New Year. It's also called as Edmiyar Undu. It falls on April 14th, right? This is Besu Changradhi. The next one is Kakkada Padnattu. I think most of us are very familiar with this term called Kakkada and Madhukulu, Madhuputtu, and all of that was spoken at length in the recent past. And the third one is Namme. It's a festival that gives prominence for humor, laughter, and happiness. So Kodavas do have all of this festival and more also, right? Even I'm not sure how many are there, to be honest, but these are the ones that I could think of, that I knew. I've put it here, right? And there are other Hindu festivals that Kodavas also celebrate by virtue of being a part of Karnataka, right? By virtue of being a part of India or Karnataka, we also celebrate other festivals like Yugadi, Dasara, Vijayadashmi, Ayudha Puja, Mahashivaratri, and all of this, right? So that's all from my end. Thank you, Ellarku Dhanyavada.
Thank you, Viju. You took us through three big festivals that Kodava celebrate, right? Kailpodh, Kaveri, Changradhi, Puthari, through all the details, through the food that we enjoy, and through all the activities we do. Any questions any children would have on this for Viju? For example, I have one, right, Viju. Why the Nellakki Nadubade? What does that mean?
So Nellakki Nadubade ಅನ್ನೋದು ஒரு ಬಾರಿ ಮುಖ್ಯமான ஒரு ಜಾಗ ಕೊಡವಂಗಡ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. So basically, I can right here in the screen, right? We can see it. ஒரு மிನ್ನ ಐದು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನುಗ್ಗನಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಕಾಮಂತ ஒரு ಜಾಗ, where basically a lamp is lit at least twice in a day, once in the morning and once in the evening. And it has got a lot of prominence, where anything that you want to start, right, in terms of a function, or if any kid is going to a college or a university, they used to offer prayers here for the welfare and prosperity, and then the next set of activities would be taking place. So very important place, or a corner, you can say, in a house, and that's called the Nellakki Nadubade.
Like a mini temple for us, right?
Yeah, you can say so. Yes.
Anybody else has questions?
Just to add on, you said, right? Nadu means middle, and Bada means.
Did we lose Vivek?
Yeah, I think we lost Vivek.
We lost Vivek.
ಅವನು ಸರಿಯಾಯ್ತು ನೆಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಿ ನಡುಬಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಬೊಳ್ಚ ಬೆಚ್ಚಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅದಂಗ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ போயிருக்காங்க.
Viju, Nandu here, very well presented, man. It's quite educational. One question: how come I don't see anything with reference to ancestor worship in any of our festivals? You notice, we are supposed to be ancestor worshippers.
Correct. So as I said, I started with that. I said that any functions that we start worshipping the ancestors. In fact, I think I mentioned, maybe I didn't come out very clearly. So this in itself, the needi that we offer here, right? For example, let me go back. The needi that we offer during Kailpodh is essentially the needi for, or the offering for the ancestors.
Okay. No. What I mean to say is, like, when we go to the Balyamana,
Yeah.
Remember, there's a small little, like, what do you call it?
Kaimada you call.
Kaimada, yeah, where there's a male and a female figurine in wood. But
Correct.
my mom has it at home, but for some reason, I don't see that being propagated in others' houses. I don't know whether people do have it here as well.
Right. So actually,
is it a common practice to keep in the house as well? Just a question.
No, that's not Kaimada. That's Kannikombre.
Kannikombre is the equivalent of Kaimada in the house.
Yeah, that's Kannikombre inside.
So we could keep it in the house, a male and a female figurine, correct?
Yeah, all Kannikombres have this male-female figurine, and there's one more. I think that's the Guru Karana. Usually, yeah.
I didn't understand. What is a Guru Karana? Is that the main ancestor or is that a religious figure for us?
Yeah, main ancestor and the one who started the Okka. Probably Viju and Vivek all will know a lot more about this. Yeah.
I think you said it right. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Viju. Thanks.
Just to add
Great
on,
presentation.
Nandu, on that, Guru Karana is, yeah, as Nishi said, right, it is the oldest ancestor, and also he's called as Mula Purusha. Okay, and the figurine is called as Karananchi, who is, in which case it might be a woman, right?
Okay.
So, Kaimadatla, you can see this figure and figurine, whereas in Ainmane, inside the Mana, it is called as Kannikombare. So where we offer Meedi, and Meedi practice is followed every day in the house. And during the festivals, it is, yeah, we notice that, but usually, I mean, it is before we eat, we offer Meedi, or in Kannada, it's called Naivedya, to our ancestors.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, guys.
And even the Bottu Viju mentioned, they keep it for ancestors sometimes. Yeah, on top of the Bottu, and in the Belu Bottu also, they keep it for ancestors. And Viju, I don't know whether you mentioned about Puthari Kanji or my mind was taking a break at that time. I don't know. Did you mention?
I didn't mention about Puthari Kanji. You want to add something on that?
Yeah, so before going to take Kadal, the Poli Poli Deva, which Viju just mentioned, all of us eat the Kalanji and go. Kalanji is basically the root. So it's to tell that we started from there, our roots are that. It's only much later we got rice. So we won't forget the roots where we started from. That's what I know as. If someone knows better, can add on. Yeah. A Puthari Kalanji with Bellat Neer, that's jaggery water, sesame seed and a coconut grated. Yeah, it's like a liquid syrup with the Kalanji.
Nishi, what root is it? Which plant root is it? Is it rice plant root itself?
It's like a yam, but it's not like the yam that we get in Singapore. It's called Puthari Kalanji only. It's like not even tapioca. It's in between tapioca and yam kind of a thing.
So it's a different plant altogether.
It's a root basically.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had it. Nice.
So they eat that and only then go to take the kada.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a colocasia. The plant looks just like a large colocasia, and the tubers, the kalanji, grows to like very large sizes. It can be a little piece, can be just well under 2 kilos. You can dig it up. You make large areas around it and dig up the whole tubers, from these colocasia plants, which is known as the Puthari Kalanji. So it's such a tasty thing. You're so right, Nishi, in what you said, with the bellat neer and the coconut shavings, which go with that. Really nice.
Nice. Does anyone else have questions for Viju? Okay, then I think Viju, should we jump over to the Kahoot?
Yeah.
I hope everyone has been paying attention because most of the questions are from this Kahoot prepared by Viju. So let's jump over to that. Can you Shall I take over the sharing?
Yes, go ahead, Anand.
Okay. So we have 2 players. Third joined. So Viju, anything new you learned from this presentation about Coog? You're on mute.
Oh, sorry, thanks, Anand. So every time I learn a lot of new stuff, and whenever I do that, I try to understand why we do what we do. Because if you just explain about these festivals and all that without communicating the essence of it, probably we take things for granted.
Yeah.
And nowadays kids are very smart. They don't just take anything, just like that. So if you give them the essence of the culture, how we can apply that in our life, that's something that I try to understand, and then so that's what I try to portray in this presentation.
Perfect. All right, thank you. And we're going to start the quiz. I think we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, 9 people. Time to start. First question out of 20. Which festival are we referring to in the picture? We have all 9 answers. Everyone got almost everyone got it. It is Kailpodh. Moving on to the next. Gloriosa superba. You also have one flower. What is it also called? Oh, everyone got this correct. It's Tokpu. Joyful Hen is leading. How many important Kodava festivals are widely celebrated? Did you all do a count? That's right. It's mainly the 3. Kailpodh is also known as, I'll give you a hint, there may be 2 answers also to some of these questions. Yeah, so it was both Kodava Ayudha Puja and Kailmurta. Anything you want to tell about this, Viju?
Nothing. Basically, Nanga Kannada Kara Ayudha Puja and around Vijayadashami time, October time celebrate Madwa. So Ayudha Puja and Chingi, you basically offer your prayers and worship the Ayudha or arms and equipments, right? Because we do something similar during our Kailmurta, we also call this Kodava Ayudha Puja.
All right, thank you. Eager elephant is coming up. The joyful hen is still leading. True or false? Elders advise enemies should not be provoked unnecessarily. Okay, it is true. Moving to the next question. True or false? We should always stand by our friends. Is this one of the advice which Viju shared? True. Which festivals are we talking about in this photo? That's right, it's Kaveri Changradhi. Looks like some more are catching up, but Joyful Hen is still leading. What is happening in this image? It was Kani Pujo. What is happening here? That's right, it's both the pepper, where we place it in our paddy fields. What is special in Kaveri Shankramana? Enta special? Thos and Kumlakari, you have got it correct. Eagle Lama is now taken over. Kaveri Chankranti, do we drink alcohol? Kallu Kudipla? Correct, we don't drink. On which month does Kaveri come in the form of Tirtha, which also means holy water? Which Kodava month? It is Tulyar. On which month is Kailpodh celebrated? Chinya, that's correct. So that's between 15th August to 15th September. It's actually on 3rd September. Eagle Elephant have taken over. The leadership has changed. Where is the birthplace of River Kaveri? Talakaveri, that's correct. Whoever said Bhagamandala is close. Puthari inching enter. What does it mean, literally?
Stay cool.
No, wrong hints. Correct, it means new rise. The leadership is not changed. Elephant is leading. Either enter. What is there? What is this in the photo? A lot of people's mouth is watering looking at this. Tambut, correct. Either enter. What is there in this image? I like one of the options is Dada Mone. Somebody is not answered yet. We have 9 answers. Okay. Is it frozen for me? Okay. In Mane. The answer was Ain Mane. Moving to the next. Ididar. Who is this? Hint, it may be two answers may be correct here. Yeah, all of you all mostly got it correct. It's Jai Karti or Kodoti. On which month is Kodava Harvest Festival Puthari celebrated? Bichar, which is November to December. Most of you all got it. And eager llama has taken over with eager elephant. A lot of eagers. Final question. Let's see who wins it. Kaddu adpaka enta annondu. What should we say when we take kaddu? Correct. Poli Poli Deva, which Viju made everyone say. And let's see who's winning. In number 3rd place, we have Golden Lemur. In number 2 place, we have Eager Elephant. And number 1 place, we have Eager Llama. Okay, let's see now who's who. Who is number 3rd place? Golden Lemur.
Leah.
Hey, good job, Leah. You last time you were first, now 3rd. Now who's the 2nd place? Eager Elephant.
Me.
Riyansh, good
Yeah.
job. And who is Eager Llama? 1st place.
Hello.
Hey, good job, bro.
Well done.
He's taking back his podium position.
Congratulations to everyone.
So thank you,
Everyone
Viju,
was
for
paying
this
attention,
Kahoot.
huh? Everyone
Yeah,
was
looks.
paying attention. Good for them.
Yeah, was so paying attention.
It was a very interesting topic, so definitely everyone was paying attention.
Yeah,
Very interesting topic and very well done, actually.
well presented. Yes, agreed.
Very educative, I think, especially for the kids. So yeah, very, very well done. It's actually educative for me as well. So learned a lot.
Good. Yeah.
Thank you. Ellarku dhanyavada.
Well done, Viju.
Well
done. Thank you, Viju. Maybe we should put this on YouTube. This would be a good one to go. I think it would be very educational for everyone.
Yeah.
I agree.